Did you see President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's joint press conference yesterday? What a distinct change in tone and warmth compared to Justin Trudeau's visit with Trump earlier in the week. But it should come as no surprise, as Trump and Netanyahu have had a personal relationship that dates back years. And if you were watching Trump during the campaign, you would know, despite what the dishonest media tried to suggest, that Trump remained a consistent lover of Israel, the Jewish people, and the political and military alliance between the US and Israel as something that he said he would defend and strengthen. But there is something huge from yesterday's presser that the US media party missed because of their whining over the kind of networks and publications who were being chosen to ask questions. Both Trump and Netanyahu hinted at major changes in US policy towards peace and a two-state solution, but also what appears to be a grand bargain, or the big deal as Trump put it, a Middle East peace deal that includes more than just the Israelis and the Palestinians. Here, take a look at this clip.
We have to look for new ways, new ideas on how to reinstate them and how to move peace forward. And I believe that the great opportunity for peace comes from a regional approach, from involving our newfound Arab partners in the pursuit of a broader peace and peace with the Palestinians. And I greatly look forward to discussing this in detail with you, Mr. President, because I think that if we work together, we have a shot.
Now that is actually a remarkable statement by Netanyahu. The Arab partners he speaks of are Sunni monarchies that Israel has previously fought wars against, including Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and even some of the Gulf states like Qatar and Bahrain. It's a poorly kept secret that in recent years Israel and the Sunni Arab states I mentioned have re-engaged in unofficial relations. The reason for this seemingly unholy alliance is simple. The threat of Iran, their influence, and their pursuit of a nuclear arsenal has become not only a threat to the Jewish state they threaten to wipe off the map, but a threat to the Sunni Arab nations as well. Think nuclear blackmail, and a country like Bahrain, which in the past belonged to a greater Persian empire and was occupied for centuries, and many Iranians still claim it as theirs today. Or how about the currently disputed islands like Abu Musa in the Persian Gulf that both Iran and the United Arab Emirates claim to be their own? Don't you think it would be easy for Iran to annex a Bahrain or settle a dispute when they are backed by nuclear weapons? So you can see how this threat, along with the ISIS threat, has behooved these Sunni states to team up, at least unofficially with Israel, to deal with these grave dangers. So what would this so-called big deal include? Well, I think it's hard to tell. But in order for Israel to accept peace, we know Netanyahu has two conditions he has not wavered on. First, recognition of the state of Israel as a Jewish state with the right to exist by the Palestinians. And Israel also wants to maintain security over the area west of the Jordan River, known to most as the West Bank, but what is also the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people, Judea and Samaria. Israel is likely to get these two conditions in exchange for a pause in new settlement construction in the area, as President Trump has requested. As for what the Palestinians may get, we cannot be sure, but what is fascinating about all this is what appears as the plight of the Palestinian people is not the key issue for the Sunni monarchies as we once thought. While liberals and Palestinian sympathizers in the West for years told us all about how the whole Arab world was behind the Palestinian people, it now appears that that is not so. This shift also reaffirms something I and others have maintained for a long time. The biggest threat to world peace, security, and the war on terror is Iran. Especially after the nuclear deal struck with the Obama administration that has seen Iran come into billions of US dollars to fund and support a litany of terror activities in the regions. Shia death squads commanded by Revolutionary Guard officers in Iraq, support of the Assad regime, and the ongoing funding of the terrorist group Hezbollah, which threatens the security of Israel and each and every Israeli citizen. And Iran is also Russia's greatest ally, and if the US and the Sunni Arab states can limit Iran's power and growth, they can push back against the expanding Russian presence in the region as well. And that is something that will have all these journalists and liberals freaking out over Russia and Putin quite pleased. But that, of course, doesn't account for any Trump derangement syndrome. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Thanks for watching. We talk a lot about the geopolitical game that's going on, especially in the Middle East, so never miss an update. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel.